Hey, fourth graders, happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We had some awesome weather this weekend. So beautiful outside, so I hope that you guys were able to ride your bikes or hoverboards or skateboards or take a walk with family or, even throw a ball in the backyard. I just really hope that you were able to get outside this weekend because the weather was perfect for it. Last week we read about lunchtime for August when he was at school in our book, Wonder. And this week we're going to continue to read that book. I am going to start doubling up the chapters because I want us to make sure that we finish the book. But let's see what happens to August when he gets home from his first day of school. All right, here we go. This chapter is called 1 to 10. Mom always had this habit of asking me how something felt on a scale of 1 to 10. It started after I had my jaw surgery when I couldn't talk because my mouth was wired shut. They had taken a piece of bone from my hip to insert into my chin to make it look more normal, so I was hurting in a lot of different places. Mom would point to one of the bandages and I would hold up my fingers to show her how much it was hurting. 1 meant a little bit, 10 meant so much. Then she would tell the doctor when he made his rounds what needed adjusting or things like that. Mom got very good at reading my mind sometimes. After that, we got into the habit of doing the 1 to 10 scale for everything that hurt. Like if I just had a plain old sore throat, she'd ask 1 to 10, and I'd say 3, or whatever it was. When school was over, I went outside to meet Mom, who was waiting for me at the front entrance like all the other parents or babysitters. The first thing she said after hugging me was, "So, how was it?" 1 to 10. 5, I said, shrugging, which I could tell totally surprised her. "Wow," she said quietly. "That's even better than I hoped for. Are we picking Via up?" "Miranda's mother is picking her up today. Do you want me to carry your backpack, sweetness?" We had started walking through the crowd of kids and parents, most of whom were noticing me, secretly pointing me out to each other. "I'm fine," I said. "It looks too heavy, Augie." She started to take it from me. "Mom," I said, pulling my backpack away from her. I walked in front of her through the crowd. "See you tomorrow, August." It was Summer. She was walking in the opposite direction. "Bye, Summer," I said, waving at her. As soon as we crossed the street and were away from the crowd, Mom said, "Who is that, Augie?" "Summer." "Is she in your class?" "I have lots of classes." "Is she in any of your classes?" Mom said. "I don't know." Mom waited for me to say something else, but I just didn't feel like talking. "So it went okay," Mom said. I could tell she had a million questions she wanted to ask me. "Everyone was nice. Did you like your teachers?" "Yeah." "How about those kids you met last week? Were they nice?" Fine. Jack hung out with me a lot." "That's so great, sweetie. What about that boy, Julian?" I thought about the Darth Sidious comment, let me reread that because I stuttered. I thought about that Darth Sidious comment. By now, it felt like that had just happened 100 years ago. "He was okay," I said. "And the blonde girl, what was her name?" "Charlotte." "Mom, I said everyone was nice already." "Okay," Mom answered. I honestly don't know why I was kind of mad at Mom, but I was. We crossed Amsfort Avenue, and she didn't say anything else until we turned onto our block. "So," Mom said, "how did you meet Summer if she wasn't in any of your classes?" "We sat together at lunch," I said. I had started kicking a rock between my feet like it was a soccer ball, chasing it back and forth across the sidewalk. "She seems very nice." "Yeah, she is." "She's very pretty," Mom said. "Yeah, I know," I answered. "We're kind of like Beauty and the Beast." I didn't want to see Mom's reaction. I just started running down the sidewalk after the rock, which I had kicked as hard as I could in front of me. All right, so that was 1 to 10, and that's like August's conversation about his first day of school with his mom. I'm going to read the next chapter, which is called Padawan. Padawan is a character from Star Wars. So there are going to be lots of Star Wars references throughout the text because August loves Star Wars. Okay. That night, I cut off the little braid on the back of my head. Dad noticed first. "Oh, good," he said. "I never liked that thing." Via couldn't believe I had cut it off. "That took you 2 years to grow," she said, almost like she was angry. "Why did you cut it off?" "I don't know," I answered. "Did somebody make fun of it?" "No." "Did you tell Christopher you were cutting it off?" "We're not even friends anymore." "That's not true," she said. "I can't believe you would just cut it off like that," she added snottily, and then practically slammed my bedroom door shut as she left the room. I was snuggling with Daisy on my bed when Dad came to tuck me in later. He scooched Daisy over gently and lay down next to me on the blanket. "So, Augie Doggie," he said, "it was really an okay day?" He got that from an old cartoon about a dachshund named Augie Doggie, by the way. He had bought it for me on eBay when I was about 4, and we watched it a lot for a while, especially in the hospital. He would call me Augie Doggie, and I would call him Dear Old Dad, like the puppy called the dachshund Dad on the show. "Yeah, I was totally okay," I said, nodding. "You've been so quiet all night long." "I guess I'm tired." "It was a long day, huh?" I nodded. "But it really was okay?" I nodded again. He didn't say anything, so after a few seconds I said, "It was better than okay, actually." "That's great to hear, Augie," he said quietly, kissing my forehead. "So it looks like it was a good call Mom made, you going to school." "Yeah, but I could stop going if I wanted to, right?" "That was the deal, yes," he answered, "though I guess it would depend on why you wanted to stop going, too. You know, you'd have to let us know. You'd have to talk to us and tell us how you're feeling and if anything bad was happening, okay? You promise you'd tell us?" "Yeah. So can I ask you something? Are you mad at Mom or something? You've been kind of huffy with her all night long. You know, Augie, I'm as much to blame for sending you to school as she is." "No, she's more to blame. It was her idea." Mom knocked on the door just then and peeked her head inside my room. Just wanted to say goodnight," she said. She looked kind of shy for a second. "Hi, Mama," Dad said, picking up my hand and waving it at her. "I heard you cut off your braid," Mom said to me, sitting down at the edge of the bed next to Daisy. "It's not a big deal," I answered quickly. "I didn't say it was," said Mom. "Why don't you put Augie to bed tonight?" Dad said to Mom, getting up. "I've got some work to do anyway. Good night, my son, my son." That was another part of our Augie Doggie routine, though I wasn't in the mood to say goodnight, dear old Dad. "I'm so proud of you," Dad said. And then he got up out of the bed. Mom and Dad had always taken turns putting me to bed. I know it was a little babyish of me to still need them to do that, but it's just how it was with us. "Will you check on Via?" Mom said to Dad as she lay down next to me. He stopped by the door and turned around. "What's wrong with Via?" "Nothing," said Mom, shrugging. "At least that she would tell me, but first day of high school and all that." Said Dad. And then he pointed his finger at me and winked. "It's always something with you kids, isn't it?" he said. "Never a dull moment," said Mom. "Never a dull moment," Dad repeated. "Good night, guys." As soon as he closed the door, Mom pulled out the book she'd been reading for me for the last couple of weeks. I was relieved because I really was afraid she'd wanted to talk. And I just didn't feel like doing that. But Mom didn't want to seem to talk either. She just flipped through the pages until she got to where we had left off. We were about halfway through The Hobbit. "Stop, stop," shouted Thorin, said Mom, reading aloud. But it was too late. The excited dwarves had wasted their last arrows, and now the bows that Bjorn had given them were useless. They were a gloomy party that night, and the gloom gathered still deeper on them in the following days. They had crossed the enchanted stream, but beyond it the path seemed to straggle on just as before, and in the forest they could see no change. I'm not sure why, but all of a sudden I started to cry. Mom put the book down and wrapped her arms around me. She didn't seem surprised that I was crying. "It's okay," she whispered in my ear. "It'll be okay." "I'm sorry," I said between sniffles. "Shh," she said, wiping my tears with the back of her hand. "You have nothing to be sorry about." "Why do I have to be so ugly, Mommy?" I whispered. "No, baby, you're not. I know I am." She kissed me all over my face. She kissed my eyes that came down way too far. She kissed my cheeks that looked punched in, and she kissed my tortoise mouth. She said soft words that I know were meant to help me, but words, they can't change my face. Aw, poor August. I feel so sad that he feels so ugly, and I'm sad for him that even though summer was, hi Calvin, hi baby, that's my doggy. Even though, there were some really good parts to his day at school that he came home so sad. Fourth graders, I want to hear your reactions to the first day of school. And, excuse me, I need to drink more coffee. I'd love to hear your reactions to the first day of coming home from the first day of school. Do your parents ask you a million questions about your school day? Are you like August and you're like, "It was fine. Yeah, it was good." Or do you like to tell them every single detail and start with homeroom? I know I like to tell my mom every single detail. Even as a teacher, on the first day of school, I always call my mom and tell her every single detail about my first day, and she always listens and is so excited. So my mom reminds me of August's mom a little bit. So yeah, in the comments, fourth graders, I would love for you to reply and explain how it is when you come home from your first day of school. Are you like August? Are you not like August? And why? All right, bye fourth graders. See you tomorrow.